Season 11, Episode 8 Recap. Did Heavenly and Sweet Tea squash their beef? You've heard of the fashion show with no fashion. Well, this week's Married to Medicine gave us a baby shower with no baby. We can thank Toya and her brand new Hermès bag. The ladies of Married to Medicine were also navigating a fundraiser with no funds. Last week, we saw Dr. Jackie raise $100,000 at the Med Gala, with nearly half of that coming directly out of Phaedra's pocket. In Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 8, Baby Birkin, we learned that there was much more to that story. The Med Gala drama isn't over just yet. What happened on Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 8? After last week's Med Gala, Dr. Jackie busted open the books and realized they were significantly short on their fundraising goal. The math was not adding up. Meanwhile, Toya and Lateasha both planned a couple of unusual events, while Dr. Simone got the ball rolling on this year's couples trip. Once again, this cast is headed to Florida. Forensic accounting with Dr. Jackie. When we last saw the ladies of Married to Medicine, they were trying to raise $100,000 by auctioning off cooking lessons with quad O shots with Dr. Jackie, a glass full, a date with Phaedra, and a whole bunch of other things that clearly would not add up to six figures. Then, Phaedra generously offered to cut a check for over $47,000 to help them meet their fundraising goal. It doesn't take a finance degree to realize that something seemed off about that entire scenario. Sure enough, Episode 8 kicked off with Dr. Jackie crunching the numbers from the event, and the math was indeed not mathing. Remember that guy who said he'd donate $4,000 for a date from Phaedra? He came to his senses the next day and asked for a refund. A mess. After scanning through the receipts, emails, and spreadsheets, Dr. Jackie concluded that Phaedra owed $51,169.70. Why couldn't they just round up to $51,170? Well, that is a mystery for another day. The whole situation with the Med Gala has the M2M stressed, but in some ways, it seems like a convenient opportunity for the whole cast to roast Phaedra. For example, was it necessary to call Quad, Simone, and Heavenly over to mock Phaedra's fundraising failure? Probably not. Either way, Jackie admitted that she was wrong for asking Phaedra to serve as the Med Gala's co-chair. Next year, she probably won't even land an invite. Welcome to M2M, Dr. Mimi. We briefly met Dr. Mimi at the Med Gala, but this week, Bravo hard launched her into the franchise. During a dinner with Sweet Tea and Dr. Simone, we got the full rundown on the newest cast member of M2M and her former NFL player husband, Steve Sanders. Then she popped up in every single scene thereafter. Mimi comes to the cast via a connection to Lateasha. Just like Dr. Greg, she's a psychiatrist, and everyone agreed that the group could benefit from having another mental health expert in their midst. According to Sweet Tea, she was just happy to have some more millennials in the group. During a dinner with Dr. Simone, Dr. Contessa, Lateasha, and their husbands, Dr. Mimi opened up about her family life and her relationship with Steve. They have 2 kids, and for now, they seem pretty normal. Everyone wants her to be a level head in the group. However, Contessa predicted that Mimi would end up getting swept up in the messy drama along with them. We shall see. A couple's trip is on the horizon. During Mimi's introductory dinner, Simone revealed that she's in the process of planning this year's couples trip. Honestly, it's not a season of M2M until they have the couples trip. It's a staple. Although they literally just got back from Florida, Simone said she's planning the trip to Key West, and it's a full cast invite. That includes Dr. Mimi. It all sounds fun, but the only catch is that she's letting Heavenly co-host the trip. Immediately, you could see the disgust on Sweet Tea's face. I asked her to help me in hopes that she will take a softer side with everybody so that we don't arrive with a division in place, Simone explained. That explanation didn't go over so well. Contessa and Sweet Tea weren't convinced that this wasn't going to go exactly like the glamping trip earlier this season, with Heavenly saying something inflammatory. At least this time, they'll have their husbands there for support. Love lessons with Lateasha. The M2N ladies stay busy. In between dinners and gala, we learned that Lateasha has been running around Atlanta leading seminars to help young women attract older men. Who knew there was a market for this type of coursework? In a confessional, Lateasha explained that she has a proven track record of bagging older men, so she wanted to bestow her skills upon the age gap dating community. She made sure to clarify that this isn't the same thing as seeking a sugar daddy. The money is just a bonus. Part of Sweet Tea's efforts included an age gap speed dating event, and she recruited some of the ladies to participate. Phaedra even showed up and dove headfirst into the dates. Everything was going smoothly until Simone showed up with Heavenly in tow. Immediately, Lateasha was like, "What is she doing here?" Simone said she thought it would be a good idea to show up unannounced with Sweet Tea's enemy. That way, they could smooth things over ahead of the Key West trip. That's easier said than done. Sure enough, Heavenly and Lateasha sat down to talk, and it went left in less than 60 seconds. Ultimately, Heavenly did offer an apology, but it wasn't a real apology. It was one of those non-apologies that we see all of the time on reality TV. It's more like an offer to be peaceful co-workers rather than a genuine apology. Either way, Sweet Tea made it clear that she wasn't on board, pregnant with a purse. At the beginning of this episode, we heard Toya telling Dr. Eugene how she wanted to have a baby shower for her Birkin, which she named Stormy. Toya was dead serious, and she spent this entire episode planning an actual baby shower for a purse. I'm not shading Toya for being excited about her expensive new purse. Being rich must be quite thrilling. I am, however, raising an eyebrow at the way Toya went about showing it off to her friends. She had everyone convinced that someone was about to announce a new bundle of joy. "I'm so confused, I don't know why we're going to this party," Heavenly said in a confessional. Maybe it's a mixed-up way to say that Quad is pregnant, or maybe Eugene might have had something on the side. You never know. Heavenly is right. You really never know, but when the ladies started rolling in, they were greeted with orange balloons rather than blue and pink. That was the first clue that this had nothing to do with a baby. Still, Toya teased a big announcement, while the rest of the ladies tried to guess what was happening. When Toya finally announced that she brought them all over to see her new purse in a glass case, she was met with some serious eye rolls. She deserved all of them. The more interesting announcement that happened at this baby shower was something that happened off-camera between Heavenly and Sweet Tea. Apparently, there was an after-party for the speed dating event where Heavenly, Dr. Greg, and Sweet Tea had some serious conversations about their ongoing drama. A miracle happened and they squashed their beef. "I just want to let bygones be bygones. I don't have any hard feelings at all," Heavenly said of her relationship with Sweet Tea. But Contessa is a different situation. Married to Medicine Season 11. Next episode info, trailer, cast, and everything we know about the reality TV series. Paging all Married to Medicine fans as Married to Medicine Season 11 is upon us, and it looks like quite the explosive season. When Phaedra Parks joined the cast last season, she seemed to enjoy the other ladies as they didn't really bring any drama to her doorstep, other than her fallout with Quad. Unfortunately for the famous attorney, it doesn't look like she'll have as much of a conflict-free go-around this time, thanks to some of her castmates. And beyond Phaedra, Dr. Heavenly may find her pot-stirring lands her in the hot seat, and Dr. Contessa is back in the fold. Here's everything we know about Married to Medicine Season 11. Next episode of Married to Medicine Season 11. Married to Medicine has entered the reunion phase of the season. Part 1 of the reunion airs on Sunday, March 23 at 9 p.m. ET/PT on Bravo. Here's a brief synopsis of what's to come. The ladies reunite in New York for a showdown. Phaedra's absence takes center stage. Simone and Quad's tension lingers. Sweet Tea and Quad yell. New friction between Toya and Sweet Tea deepens the divide. Heavenly and Contessa remain at odds. New episodes of Married to Medicine air live on Bravo. For those who have cut the cord to traditional cable/satellite television, Bravo is on live TV streaming services such as Fubo, Hulu with Live TV, Sling TV, and YouTube TV. New episodes of the series also become available to stream on Peacock the day after they air for subscribers. In the UK, would-be viewers can anticipate watching new episodes of Married to Medicine on Hulu. Married to Medicine Season 11 cast. Back for Married to Medicine Season 11 are Dr. Jacqueline Walters, Dr. Simone Whitmore, Dr. Heavenly Kimes, Toya Bush-Harris, Quad Webb, Phaedra Parks, Esquire, and Lateasha Sweet Tea Lunsford. Plus, Dr. Contessa Metcalf returns as a friend of the show, and she's joined by new friend, Dr. Mimi Sanders. Married to Medicine Season 11 premise.